because I remember when we launched ISOM 1, one of the big feedbacks that we got was that we should have gone with Kickstarter to do it, because then it was a guarantee that you would get your product, right? But
Speaking of Kickstarter,
what's up?
Now, it's very interesting. John Malone is about to take a week off from CG. A week off. Well, I guess he's leaving the Jack Show. And, well, he's got to get that separation figured out with his wife, with the last name. And,
sitting here doing a test. I don't know if you can hear my fan.
That's what I was going with that. Hang on. I'm seeing something
doing
that's
a test.
To me. Hang on 1 second.
Testing.
Okay, yeah, let me hit play for a second. 1 second, stand by.
I remember talking to somebody about that, because I said that's false information, because they recently changed their TOS where it doesn't say that, right? And they were like, no, it's always been like that. And literally like 2 weeks after I was having this back and forth with somebody, Kickstarter changed their process. So when you actually go through checkout on Kickstarter, there's a box that you check that says, I am aware I may not get my product.
Okay, we got a developing story, and I'll get to that in a second. So what I was going to say is, do you think that maybe John Malone had to step away? Because wasn't it John Malone that said that CG had a Kickstarter?
I'm using a Raptor stream.
And wouldn't those in CG follow through?
I know he's all good
with said Kickstarter ban, all because of John Malone. But wait, wasn't it last week that we called out CG for not having a campaign that's got over $100,000 this year alone? And then all of a sudden, all these campaigns start coming out of the woodworks from Kickstarter, from a certain Micah Barron. Oh, no. CG has totally raised over $100,000. Look over here on Kickstarter. They've raised almost $200,000 for Mike Barron. Yay. But weird. We went to Indiegogo last night and only $10,000 was raised. Because, CG's not going to back on Kickstarter. They can't be making John Malone upset. But is John Malone taking a leave of absence? Because maybe, CG had to pull one out their ass this week and claim that the Kickstarter campaigns are clearly over 6 figures and CG is still winning. Yeah, if I look like an idiot, John, and your friends started using the one thing that you hate against you, kind of like to use as a gotcha against us, yeah, I'd probably leave the internet too, big guy. Yeah.
Right. And the fact that they had to add that on there kind of speaks to volumes of how many times they've had to deal with this situation. And I really feel for people that, for them, they may not have any other option than to use a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo. But now they're kind of getting strong-armed by those platforms. Like I was just talking to somebody a little while ago, and they were telling me about how they can't go to Indiegogo because what happened was they got hidden feed into oblivion. So they lost like they had budgeted for an allotment of like the profits that they had made. And so when Indiegogo came in and basically yoinked the money from them, they were like, well, we needed that to do our thing. It's like, oh, sorry, these were all the fees that we didn't tell you about before you launched your campaign. And so that's freaking wild that, people are.
Wait a minute. Wait just a damn minute. Tim says Mike Barron no longer associates with CG. Huh. Well, if that's the case, you might want to tell Ethan and all of Comicsgate because. And Edwin as well, because, well, they were trying to use that as a gotcha against Edwin and myself because, well, we called out that no one in CG had made over 6 figures this year. What goes on here, CG? Oh, what's this? You're pulling Kickstarter at your ass?
Yo, fucking Mike is totally with CG.
And
he
they
talks
just keep
about
running into like all these different obstacles.
He's on the CG
whether
show
it be
with Katie.
from like, the tribalism that we talked about. Chad Larson, we launched Death Shroud on Ripasend, and Ripasend literally became birthed because we kept hearing these stories, these nightmare stories about either Kickstarter, Indiegogo, GoFundMe, all that other stuff. But Chad Larson, like he when he made his comic, he had to deal with the tribalism because at the time when he came out with Death Shroud, or he was working on it, he had Kanan White on the project. And when his team found out that Kanan White was associated with Comicsgate, because it was an okay thing to do back then, they said, you have to fire Kanan. We can't have him on this project. And Chad was like, I'm not firing Kanan. Right. And so when he didn't fire Kanan, like he lost backers and he lost people because they didn't want to be associated with Comicsgate. Right. And so Chad had to fight this battle uphill to finish getting the comic out. And the really sad thing is that when he did finally get the comic out, somebody in Comicsgate copied his idea and then did a mirror campaign next to his. Right. What? So, and that's
shocking, isn't it?
Yeah. I was just like, it was totally wild because Chad just wanted to make this comic, and he learned the hard way about, you know, the different types of people that are in this sphere. And it's just, it keeps like every year that goes by, I hear more stories that I'm kind of like, it can't get more crazy than this.
Yes, it do get crazy, and hopefully it gets entertaining because I'm about to fall asleep. I'm trying to find other shit to play. Shit, Chad, I'm sorry. Witchcraft stories? Oh, shit. Wait, what is this? What the? Mike Barron, Art T. Bear, Dan Fraga, Chuck Dixon, all lost this year. Oh, God. Wait a minute. The plot fattens. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. What? Mike Barron? Was on Katie Didd's show the other day. The plot thickens and fattens. Thank you.
And then, like, you know, the internet's like, hey, bet, let's show you how it can be more crazy.
Bet?
But yeah, so going back to like what's going on at Rippaverse and stuff like that, I'm circling back to the guiding star principle of like, we just want to make stories and we want to be able to give content to people, and we don't want to deal with the BS. And for the most part, we try not to deal with the BS. Sometimes it gets in our face and we have to like backhand it away, and then we go back to work because we just don't have time for it. We really don't.
Rippaverse, though, but from what I see, y'all continuously improve. You're continuously building. You're continuously getting better, and that's what we should all strive to do. You know, it's funny because every time that the detractors, you know, there's somebody that's wow, because it's being said like it's a Pee-wee's Playhouse word. You know, well, I don't think Eric can write. You know, well, it's subjective. Okay, so you don't think Eric, so then he hires other writers, but they still complain. Yeah, you know, just everything keeps stepping it up and getting better and improving. Y'all are, I think you're making more money than the network, if their gross worth or whatever the verbiage would be of IDW right now. I mean, it's like up in the.
Wait a minute, is that? Wait, I'm gonna not say it just yet. I might get in trouble. Hang on. Before I say who I think that is, we'll what do y'all think? Who do you think this man? I mean, it was BL Blankenship, but who do you think this man is? We'll find out.
Millions, like every year.
Millions. What the fuck was that?
He's a little weird bird, man. That guy, that BL Blankenship guy, is a fucking weird guy.
And he had somebody say,
nah, I'm trying to see if I could do
if I made
proofing.
$70,000 on a campaign, you know, which is pocket change to what y'all are making. $70,000
right. Well,
on a campaign. I would be saying this is the Lord
right now.
Glory,
not with.
I mean,
Raptor,
it would just be like Holy Ghost revival in the house. But you have people that are like, he just made $70,000.
You know, I'm doing this. So Raptor, I know, isn't going to eat or whatever. Isn't going to try to strike me.
You know, you're talking like years' wages, and for some, not even years' wages. But I mean, that kind of money, and just in a crowdfunding thing by people that believe in that product. I just don't dump on other people's products. If I'm not interested in something, I don't get it. I think at the Rippaverse, I think that Eric made a really good decision with hiring Gothics. I think that she carries herself excellently. She's well spoken.
He's also watching somebody else. I'm watching his comment. Watching his comment.
Motherfucking Clipper, clip this. What? I don't know if I can do this, chat. I don't know if I can do this, but we'll keep going.
By the way, that I like too, that I have voiced to his critics and all that. You know, I know that when Joe Quesada had Marvel, it was held as this genius thing that he did, that he pulled in Kevin Smith. And here's what's good about that, whether somebody likes Kevin Smith or not. Fuck! It's that everybody's not in.
Also, Oz, you bastard! How dare you? How goddamn dare you get my hopes up for the 4th of July video? Because it's not there. There's
FYI,
no
Raptor has access to my
card launching video just yet. You got my hopes up, Oz. How dare you? How damn dare you? But I mean, we can't watch the old one if this one keeps mourning us all to death and like putting everyone to sleep, because I don't know what like this is. I'll give it 2 more minutes. We'll give it 2 more minutes. Shit.
Into comics, and if you can pull somebody into being a part of your comics, that people that haven't even picked up a comic book know who they are. That's a favorable thing. I also think it's a favorable thing to pull in other writers. It's a favorable thing to pull in new blood. All that.
Damn it! I gotta check
every single bit of that. You know, with these anthologies and so forth, pull somebody into the magazine, see what the reception is. But he's got some names there, which is that same thing. It's like saying Keanu Reeves, Kevin Smith. You know, not necessarily on the Keanu Reeves spectrum. I don't know about Kevin. I don't know how big of a deal he is right now. I think Eric beats him in live views. But you know, when it's like, let's get Nerdrotic on. You know, I was watching some video today with some dude that he was like quoting Nerdrotic and thinking critically and all that. And I mean, I think largely people that watch these, you know, comic book movies, that read comics, and whatever, whether they agree, whether they disagree, they know who the dude is. And I mean, presumably he knows a thing or two about comics. He had ran a comic book store for years in California. So I mean, he knows, you know, a good deal like about it. I don't think that he talks about them like near.
Okay, wait a second. We got a new video from Lazmat. I mean, that usually does pretty good. So wait a second. Wait, you're telling me to check a certain thing. Hang on, wait. Damn it. I'm trying to guess shit. All right, Raptor, check message, read second. But then I've also got a message from Snarticon. Wait a minute. So I got this one from Snark. Wait. Oh. Yeah, Snark, I got that clip, actually. You know, I got the original. So let me pull that up for you because it is needed. And, well, it was John Malin just the other night where this was fucked up. You know, let's just go ahead and pull this up. Let's pull this up real quick. Let it be shown on the record because this is putting me to sleep. All right, let's do this. We'll come back, maybe we won't. Maybe we'll find something else that's not going to put us to sleep. All right, so here we go on the Twitters. John Malin, before he made his epic escape from CG, his 5-day vacation before it began, he decided to have a chicken eating
I would love to show people
contest
what
on
I'm
stream.
working on right now, but I'm not.
Last Jack show before the final Jack show. And,
well,
he got a little. Well, I'll show you. It's some of this and some of this.
Which was 120 nuggets.
You get people like Frog Tony out there who's gonna go right after my work. Have I never called him any names, never accused him of sexual assaulting anybody. He just decided not to like me because of Riley. And he's decided that he's going to take it to the limit like a good little SJW. Beep, 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 beep. Raptor could hop in at any moment and be like, what are you doing? He could also jump into the StreamYard and be like, and stop. I'm just testing this out and seeing how it looks and how it works. I'd like to get this as a animated GIF that rotates. Beep, beep, boop, 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 boop. Yes. Does it make your body start to quiver? Anyways, let me finish listening to this. I'm drawing something and I can't show you guys because people will be fucking dickheads.
Long Island, $92.
Mine was 94, but I added, but they maybe gave it to me for free.
Oh, wait, what?
I don't even know.
Ew.
Which was 100.
Did he just wait a minute.
120 nuggets from each of your 5 regions of the country. Long Island, $92.
Mine was 94, but I added, but they maybe gave it to me for free.
I don't even know.
Oh, God, that's his own vomit. This man had his own vomit. And do you want to know, chat? Do you want to know something? Clearly, John Malin is a watcher of this show because on the Twitters, did you know that John Malin tried to claim that as a victory? I'm not even kidding, chat. He's trying to act like that's a win. Hang on 1 second. He might be gone off these internets, but I think he's still on. Yeah,
Dude,
one second.
I mean, all right. Do you know
Let
what I'm
me pull
drawing
it up.
right
Wait
now?
a minute. What is this background?
I'll eventually show it, but I am drawing a jug band with fucking forest animals. I can't go wrong. I'm not lying, dude. I'm drawing. People are raging. Yes, that's exactly what this is. I'm creating performance art. So anything, I've taken Raptors and I will take anybody's stream and I will create transformative art while also inducing the more autistic of the viewers into spasms. As soon as I figure out how to add strobing lights, I'm going to. That's how we gotta get him out of here. Root out the tards. John Malin, the Watcher. I don't know what he's watching. He ain't watching his weight. Whoa! Suck a ding dong there, Ethan. Yeah, this is a bit. This fucking ass sucker.
Yell at me. I'm your.
What for?
I don't know. Punching bag. I'll be
What
your
can I yell at you that hasn't already been said about the Black Plague? You know?
I don't know about anything about the Black. Spain.
I don't know.
I'll hold up.
How you doing today, Finn?
I'm about to go to bed soon. I should be going to bed soon. Hi, everybody.
That's funny as shit when you say bed.
Yeah. Yeah. My stack. My stack of carpet.
You're like, yeah, I'm about to go lay in my pizza box.
Oh, that's where all the sexy time happens.
Yeah, that's gross. You can't tell what's a fucking
Greasy.
pizza grease spot or like a
Greasy,
spot
yeah.
that fucking
A lot of greasy and cheese. A lot of schmegma in there. A lot of dick cheese. Sorry for being vulgar. Sorry for being vulgar this morning. Happy America Day, belated America Day.
Yeah, man. I bet you wish your country was its own. Aren't you Puerto Rican?
Yeah, we're a Commonwealth.
You guys ever going to be a state?
Massachusetts is a Commonwealth, and there's other states that are Commonwealths.
But they're states, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess Puerto Rico is a state of America, but it's not really. I mean, like
not really. They should vote. They should vote and just like pull it together and just be like, all right, look, we're a state. We're number 51.
Well, I don't think they should, but at the same time, they have fucking major problems over there too.
So I'm saying, you look at all the problems they wouldn't have if they were one of our beautiful states.
Oh, just to be so freaking corrupted as fucking. There's no hope for them anyway, so it don't matter. They've been psyop since the freaking 50s.
Bummer.
Like a feminism, yeah. Who are you yelling at today? Freaking Mr. Freaking
I'm not
Mr.
yelling at
Strike
anybody
ya?
today.
Shazam. Fucking
Yeah, dude. Yeah, so the sex
Shazam.
pest.
That's what I'm gonna call him.
Little
Well,
buddy
I'm not
sex
gonna say
pest.
that. You say
Dude,
that.
what would you call that? Somebody messing around with
He's
an
not.
employee?
Yeah, he's not.
It's an opinion. Would you call it
I
opinion?
wouldn't do that.
Would you
I
call
would
it
not do
subjective?
I would not want somebody who's male or female to feel like they're uncomfortable around me in a business setting at all. Not one fucking bit.
Yeah. If
she's
you're
like
hey,
hitting on
listen,
me
if
like-
your daughter was working on a comic book, would you find it inappropriate for the guy who hired her to
be
angle on
him?
her?
Oh yeah, I'd be very uncomfortable if it was him. But
No, not even him. I'm like completely
Or even
separating it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you have a daughter, you have a sister. She gets hired. Of course, you have a mother. You get they get hired
I
to
don't
do
know
a
her.
job,
I
and
don't
then the
know. I mean, you're
employer
fucking
uses the
hypothetical.
position like, hey, we're working late at night. We got to work on this project. By the way, let me try to touch your hair. And when you're like, yo, what are they fucking doing? The employer starts talking about how he has lots of money and is good at sex. Would you just be like, yo, what the fuck?
Right. That's the problem.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not like I'm pointing at somebody and actively being like, you know, I'm not saying that he actually committed any crimes on anybody. But
He mad.
like,
That boy mad.
he's super mad, but it's like, well, I never
It's
said
funny,
he
though.
actually
He's
assaulted
fucking-
anybody.
It's so funny, man. It's not funny for you, or it's not like I'm not saying
It's
that-
not funny when my channel gets struck and I
Right.
lose money.
That's not funny, but like he's mad at no. He still thinks I hang.
I don't know,
He
dude.
thinks
He's
I
like
hang out
he's
with John Del
white
Rose.
knighting, crusading for like the dumbest shit. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's like doing it for clout points.
He's
I don't
he's
know.
putting on a show. I'll tell you that.
Well, it's annoying to be like every day he shows up and says the most insane shit, and then the next day he's like, "Oh, it's a bit. I'm kayfabe." It gets boring, especially when I'm like losing money and you're striking my channel. Like that's not really kayfabe, is it?
No, it's not kayfabe at all.
So I'm not screaming at the guy. I've already said what I wanted to. This, he says he's gonna come. He says he's gonna fucking sue me. It's like, all right, bro.
Down, baby. You got all of us. We're all done.
He says he's gonna fight you because you don't have anything, so he's gonna fight you.
Oh my god, I want that. Even if he I don't want him to punch me punch me good, if I get injured or whatever. But if he does, I'd respect that, But I do want to box his ass right to the fucking floor. I've been watching. I subscribe to WWF, man.
WWF.
I watched fucking Royal.
Are you gonna jump off the top rope at him?
Yeah, I was watching fucking WrestleMania 6 or 7, one of those. Good time. I didn't go through the whole thing though, but it was good. Good times. I'm gonna go watch it from the beginning. They got all the fucking fun stuff. But then you imagine all the, like a USA or TNT or what was the other channels that played WrestleMania or like a WWF? Fox. Yeah, Fox on Sundays at noontime. I don't know where you were at, but after
like as a kid I watched wrestling.
I think we're about vintage.
And then it was like it was kind of I was like realizing that it was fake. Like I remember like Hulk Hogan having a cartoon.
No, that was
Junkyard Dog. You know what I mean? Roddy Piper was on the other side. Like I remember like
it wasn't.
Like, I was like, holy shit!
Like Jake the Snake
back
said
back when the Redskins and the Cowboys at the Super Bowl was a fucking big thing. You know what I mean? Like that was. I remember, but as soon as I found out it was fake, I got completely turned off, dude. Completely turned off when I found out it was fake. I mean, they're extreme athletes. I'm not saying that that they're not taking the hits and stuff like that, but like I didn't realize that it was choreographed outcomes. You know what I mean? I didn't realize that. I was like, I thought they were like a real fucking dude screaming.
What do you mean? It was all fucking it was all comic book shit, but like
I know, yeah, I know. That's why I was just like, oh, that's fucking bullshit. That's why I did. I kind of like pivoted back into more comic books and focused more on comic books.
Yeah, like wrestling and comic books and fucking heavy metal are like just fucking like
Like I watched. It wasn't like the WWF. I was watching like the Four Horsemen, like Iron Anderson. I loved fucking Dusty Rhodes, The American Dream, because it felt a little more fucking.
He was there. He's,
you know what I mean? Ric Flair, yeah, dude. Ric Flair. I didn't like Ric Flair though. I thought he was a pompous asshole. But dude, Iron Anderson and fucking, Dragon, Steamboat, fucking.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
All that shit, dude. I really was down with like the fucking Road Warriors and shit. But dude, the Four Horsemen was just like. That was the heat right there, dude.
Who were the fucking actors there?
The Four Horsemen. I knew it was like Iron Anderson. Ric Flair was one of them, and then the other two guys.
Was that that was like during the late '80s? Oh, was it the late '80s?
Yeah, this was like earlier than that. Like NWO was like when you
Hogan shit, wasn't
it? No. That was much later. That was much later. There. That was like '90s. Yeah. For life, brother. For life. Remember they were doing that weird shit?
Who the fuck was that Bishop guy? He was great. The manager.
Yeah, see, once you had the Undertaker and you had Sting doing fucking crow makeup and shit, I wasn't registering it at all.
I like the Undertaker. I like the fucking Paul Bearer and fucking who's the other fucking Mankind.
I appreciate the pageantry. I definitely appreciate the production work of it, dude. Like, dude, putting on those shows every night in a different place, dude. Holy fuck! Because I know it's not one crew; they have like several crews that kind of leapfrog to each location. But still, dude, oh my god, that's a lot of grip work. That's a lot of cable. That's a lot of fucking duct tape getting laid down. So I appreciate that, but I just. It's not my I just kind of like phased out. And then when they had like Ultimate Fighting Championship come out, I was locked in on that. I was like, holy fuck. Especially those early ones, you know, where they're just like people were just getting their teeth knocked out across the cage and shit. That was wild.
You watch these freaking you watch UFC?
I used to. Not so much anymore.
I used to watch that shit back in like 98, 98, 99 when it first started. But that was when it was on videos, along with your freaking what was the other ones?
Yeah, we never saw them like when they were alive because that shit was on like pay-per-view.
Before that,
I remember we saw them on like it was at Blockbuster. Like we'd go rent them at Blockbuster and watch them over and over.
That's what it was.
You know.
The good days. Now it's all like AI and freaking and they're gonna try to push this digital girlfriend.
It's AI now?
It's all about AI now. Everything is about AI.
You would think, hey, this is real. Like you would maybe think that McMahon would push the, you know, everything is AI. It's all bullshit, but this is real. This is real sweat. This is real blood. This is real cages. Yeah. That would be my approach.
That shit is empty. You got a lot of fun like AI videos, but they get like really freaking thin after a while. Like they kind of it's not hearty stuff, you know. It's not.
You know what's funny is like suddenly there's a whole bunch of AI. Like, you know, there's AI. It's a big deal now. AI videos. There's also a whole bunch of like UFO shit coming out, and I was like, you know, I've been into UFO stuff. Like, who isn't? You know what I mean? On some level.
What happened like last year? There was a bunch of shit flying in there.
A bunch of shit, but yo, dude, yeah.
I mean,
So I had a clip, and I went to and showed it to my wife. I was like, yo, look at this! Holy fuck! It was like a, you know, the light blue metallic sphere that landed in a British airport. It was like it like lowered onto the tarmac, then went back up and like flew away. And there's like photos and video of it, and I showed it to my wife, and she was just like, "That could be AI, though, right?" And I was like, "Ah, fuck." It could be. Like it did. Like so now, every time I look at something, that just echoes in my head, just like, yeah, that could be fucking AI. Like it's all AI now. Like if I don't see it at this point, like I don't believe it anymore.
Yo, check it out though. That same
it's unfortunate.
That same night, when all that shit was going down in like the East Coast of like Jersey and New York, when shit was flying, like you had fucking Suburbans driving in the fucking air. Even where I live over here by the fucking big lake in West New York, I saw 3 occurrences of green orbs flying into the fucking like asteroids or whatever the fuck they were. And one real fucking close, man. It was ridiculous how close this fucking thing was. That flew over the sky. You know what I mean? These green orbs or whatever the fuck they were. And I'm not lying. I'm literally not fucking playing. Like that shit happened that same fucking night when those things were going down. And there were other occurrences. Yeah, I could go look it up on Twitter. There's videos of. Not even that though. But I'm not even fucking. I'm not playing, dude. Like there was something going on. I don't know. If aliens are real, like everything is fucking a lie. You know what I mean?
Is it a lie? I mean,
everything
they've been feeding it to us for so long that it's like, hey, aliens are real.
I like the comfort.
Do I still have, like, it comes down to like, do I still pay? Am I still paying my mortgage? Yeah, I don't.
We base
you know,
a lot
it's
of
like,
our morality off
you know?
of one guy called Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? For the last freaking 2 eons.
What's wrong with the carpenter?
No, I'm saying though, I love that guy. Just saying though, like everything could still be a lie.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for Jesus, America would be like a true fucking empire. Like imagine if America had the mentality of Rome. we wouldn't be like gently being
We're
helpful to the planet. We would be fucking conquering it. I think, you know.
Yeah, but they collapse too. We're doing that now. What are you talking about? What are you doing?
No, I mean, but just like the mentality of it, you know what I mean? Like it would be a much it'd be a much darker planet, I think. It's like the Mirrorverse, you know what I mean? Like Star Trek, you know what I mean? It's like the Mirrorverse has Jesus, or you know, it's like the regular universe had Jesus and the Mirrorverse didn't. So they're combative and they got little goatees and they're all carrying knives and shit. Like that was the analogy, right? It was like one universe has Jesus, the other one doesn't. I don't know why we're talking about this. I'm trying to draw animals.
I just said aliens, and I was like, well, what's fake or what's not? You know what I mean? What's really going on? Like, is this all holograms and like Project Bluebeam or some bullshit like that?
Is it if it's all holograms? Well,
You're
I mean,
okay.
Technically it is.
You're okay with the stuff?
Dude, it's like, okay, hey, you're a hologram. Hey, Matt Barr, you're a hologram.
That's all simulation.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I'm stuck. I still got to pay my mortgage. I'm making connections to other simulations, right? Then you start breaking down into like the Matrix shit, where you're like, what is love? What is like its connections between things? Like if robots can have it, like humans can. You know what I'm saying? Where he's like talking to the dude on the train. You know, where Neo is talking to that dude, and he's like, "This is my child." And Neo is like, "How can you love? Because you're a program." And the guy's like, "Well, what is love? But like the connections that you're creating with other entities."
Don't hurt me no more. Sorry.
So I don't know. So if I'm a simulation, like the connections that I'm making with, like, you know, and I'm sharing the simulation with, fuck it, I guess. I don't know.
I talked to Grok a lot. I went to freaking Walmart and asked Grok specifically because I was like, why should I ask an employee? And I could just ask Grok. I was looking for some tools, like specific ones. Do you use Grok? You use ChatGPT?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I haven't. I mean, other than like, hey, generate me an image of a baby-faced fat man with a ginger beard, wearing orange Mickey Mouse.
Ask Grok or
you know what I mean. But I'm not doing like the you know.
Ask it art questions.
Figure this out, shit.
Ask it questions that you want to ask. You know what? Ask one of those fucking AI thing, like Grok or ChatGPT, a question about art that you want to ask somebody that you don't think they have the answer for, and see what you get. And I bet you it'll spit out something that'll make you think. Try it. I don't know.
What? Yeah.
I'm not saying get
fucked. I'm not saying fuck off. I'm just.
You're like, hey, I use this.
I'm drawing a jug band on a stage made up of animals with an animal audience.
So go ask Grok that, and it'll be like,
what am I asking him?
That's just say, hey, to say that to Grok, what you told me. Be like, hey, Grok, I'm drawing this thing with that and the third and the fourth. What do you think? And be like, oh, it'd be like Grok, be like, oh, that's freaking crazy and cool. Wow, you really have a imagination. You know, it reminds me of these three things, and maybe you are thinking about this, and maybe you'd want to check out more information about all this other stuff that might, like, it'll fucking blow your mind how much information it'll give you, whether that's a good thing or not. Because I was like, what's the? I was at Walmart. I was like, what's the size of a standard tuning peg on a headstock for a guitar? Because I'm trying to buy a tool and tighten up that nut. And then it was like, oh yeah, and I literally did that, and it was like, oh yeah, there's depends what guitar you have, but the standard is 10 millimeters. You know what I mean? And then I had like the American stand. I didn't have millimeter. And then I switched it. I'm like, oh, I gotta get the millimeter freaking tool set. So Grok did help me more than a fucking Walmart employee could. And maybe you could say, you're like, hey, Grok, I'm making this art piece. What do you think? It's got this, that, and a third. Like, oh, that's funny. It reminds me of this.
Yeah, I don't do that. I just show my shit to my wife.
She's
you get a wife, dude. You instead of fucking talking to this fucking AI, you should just go get a wife and be like, hey, what do you think about this?
Well, it's more like, how do I change my?
I don't know. It seems like a waste of time. You know what I mean? It's like I'm already thinking about something. I've already thought about it. I've showed it to the client. The client is like, yeah, go for it. So it'll be like, hey, AI overlord, like, what do you think about this job I'm about to do? Okay, let me sit here and instead of doing the job, let me sit here and read this fucking thing's opinion.
It's not your overlord right now. I don't know about later, but
here's an idea, and here's a story idea, and it's already written down. Somebody's probably gonna steal it because they're cocksuckers.
Don't do it. Well, I think the point I was like, you could just be like, hey,
dude, you have like an idea,
I got
like
a Chevrolet, and I need to change my alternator. What part do I need? What tutorials do I need to look at? And it'll give you everything you need. You know what I mean? Like it's that type of shit. I'm not talking about it being your fucking pineal.
You're like out there like her. You're like out there like Joaquin Phoenix talking to his phone and shit and falling in love.
Nah, yeah, it's funny though. Grak's it's just because you start asking it questions and it'll get retarded. We go too deep. Bar is a what?
What am I?
A cubist?
A cubist? What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know.
Bee boo. Catch a Caesar. Catch a Caesar. Bam.
Oh, like a he's
put that spoon in your mouth and catch a Caesar.
What's up with this graphics on your screen? What are you doing?
I'm just testing out something.
Like what?
Well, YouTube is gonna start cracking down on e-fapping and shit like that.
Oh, this is what Jay Dollar does. He puts like graphics over his videos that he shares. A cubist.
I'm just scratching my head.
I don't even know what a cubist is. I'm not smart enough.
It's an art form, and I'm using a lot of cubes.
Oh, right here. Oh, because you're like a Atari guy over here. 4-bit, 2-bit, 1-bit. This is a 1-bit man.
Oh,
Are they doing that? Are they doing that, or is that something that happened the last week and now it's fine because nobody people were e-fapping each other and nobody got any problems, at least for right now,
because somebody got poopy pants. I'm not talking about Shane Davis. I'm talking about Liam. Liam was, dude, listen to this context. Liam was e-fapping Kami Mark. Right? So Kami Mark is explaining why Krishna Kid isn't gonna happen. He's talking about refunds, XYZ, right? You know, he's going through that whole rigmarole. So Liam is e-fapping Kami Mark and just like making up crazy shit. Like he doesn't know what's going on. He's like, what's going on? He's calling himself a smooth brain. He doesn't understand why this is happening. Then he's like kind of shit talking Kami Mark, how they used to be friends, but he got backstabbed because he's a commie. Right? It was just like, what the fuck? And then while they're doing that, like he's peppering in like the Matt Barr derangement syndrome where he's just like randomly talking shit about me and how I fucked up the job. Like he was just kind of making up shit. He didn't go to Commie Mark's campaign and read it.
Actually, look, yeah.
He didn't read it. He didn't do anything like that. There was no like reading comprehension on his part. He just started watching and then was like asking why, like as he's watching. So while he's EFAPing Kami, I EFAP him. So I'm EFAPing him, EFAPing this other person. And he got upset because he flashed a picture of Godzilla at the end. It was like a picture of Godzilla.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
And that was what he struck me for. So it's like he struck me for that. So I lost his super chats. And then he goes on and is like, I'm doing this because I'm starting a war because Edwin struck Katie and because somebody struck Comic Skate fucking commandos.
Well,
you know what I mean? He was like, what?
All the striking stuff is not cool, but if somebody struck me, I'll strike it back. And, you know, eye for an eye type of stuff like that. But I don't go out my way to, you know, you allow me here. You don't think I'm a threat to you right now, so I think that's a good thing. And I want to make sure that I keep that type of reputation at least. You know, I'll bite, but I'm pretty much, you know, I'm a cool guy. I don't want to be around fucking with people. And we have disagreements, and at the same time, if you're striking people, everybody, I don't know, how, is it desperate times? Is everybody becoming a desperado? Is that what's going on?
I think people are desperate for attention. Like they're not actually working on anything, you know. Books are late. People are refunding campaigns left and right. So instead of addressing that, instead of addressing the actual concerns of some of the backers and other people in Comicsgate, you know, Liam and some of these others are just labeling them and labeling me anti-CG. You know, that's kind of, so it's like here, it's like, let's start a fight instead of actually focusing on like the multiple fuck ups.
All the people
and then denying that those fuck ups don't affect anybody else in the sphere.
Well, late books definitely do, and late books is always.
Dude, late books is one thing. People just like fucking bouncing with the money.
Yeah, but that's been going on since I came in.
Yeah, but there's been a little bit of an uptick, and some of it has been.
I hung out with Sketch Therapy
Kings
back in 2020.
Yeah, I know, but
and,
you know, Jimmy Ray's, Rob Hunter. Vito, where's Vito's book? You know what I mean? These are people that are, and it's not even just, it's also, you know, fucking Commie Mark. Who bought Vito's book?
He made like 90,000, I think. Vito.
That's what I'm saying. 100, dude. He went over 100K.
Yeah, he
and
did.
That book, and he's like, yeah, I don't know where the book is
amazing.
Coming. He doesn't know where the book is. It's never going to come out. So that was, you know, he came in, Ethan propped him up, and then he fucking bounced. So, like, people are a little, you have to be reasonable in looking at the situation and say, yeah, people are a little iffy right now in backing shit because it's not a very good track record right now.
Nobody's got money to be buying fucking $25 books or whatever and waiting on them shits. I mean, you know, people, I've made great decision.
I mean, if you tell me, yo, this is a $25 book and it's 22 pages, yeah, of course it's bullshit. But these aren't comic books. Like, these should be like, you know what I mean? They're 80 pages. Like, if you're telling me, yo, here's an 80-page graphic novel for $20, that's what I'm down for.
You know, another.
That's what I'm selling. I'm like, yo, here's Rock and Roll Ninja, 100-page complete story for fucking $20-something bucks.
Because when I came in CG on live streams, they were like, "Oh, you sound like Zach," and I was like, "Hey, it's your boy Zach," and I got my book, Hip Hop Kaiju, and Hip Hop Kaiju became a thing. The Mantis, you know what I mean?
You should do it.
No, well, whatever. But at the same time, that's how it started. Like Rock and Roll Ninja was the meme on what I was riding on. You know, like I was doing like fucking Zach. I was promoting Zach's books as fucking doing Zach. I did it a few times on with Rock and Roll Ninja back in 2020 and all that shit. I had the Expendables fucking Sylvester Stallone avatar. But saying that, that's how I started. And Liam, Oz, and the Jack Show and all that stuff is why I'm here. I don't want to be arguing with all you guys because even you know what I mean? Like, even with, I didn't even know you back then. I met you, I met you in Discord. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Did I meet you in a Discord? I don't know.
Yeah, that's the first time I met you. I didn't even know you.
I remember you were on somebody's stream talking shit about me, and I fucking went at you in the DMs. I was like, what the fuck is your problem?
No, that was way after. Oh, that was like a year after that. I was on Ethan's stream, and I said something like, I said something. I don't know. I said something, and then freaking we figured it out. It had to do with I say you don't like me, or Ethan. Yeah, I was on Ethan's stream. He mentioned you, and I was like, oh, he don't like me, and I said something that was it Anna? I think it was about Anna or something. I don't know.
Shrug. Have you backed her iBook?
I was gonna send her my eye, and never did. Send her my eyeball. She could put it in the book, and then I was gonna back it, but then I never did. I don't think that was a good idea. I don't know. Anna's cool, but I don't know if I want to send her my eyeball.
Yeah, man. I mean, shit talking on Twitter and YouTube is one thing, but yeah, striking is fucked up. And I struck your girlfriend, Katie.
My girlfriend? She my girlfriend. My girlfriend. Like a girl that's a friend. Okay, that's cool.
I'm not going to deny that. I mean, you can't take over an hour of my content. Like if I just went to your channel and took like your most highest viewed show and just took like the peak of that show and just put it on my channel, would you have problems with it?
Ethan told her that even last year. I think he's like, if you're gonna pull a string, make sure you chop it up.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like Ethan is like, yeah, don't do it. Everybody says don't do it, but then suddenly like it's like being used against me, right? So like a year ago, everybody is in agreement, like, yeah, don't do that. Even she was like, yeah, that was wrong. Well, I mean, like she was like, it's wrong, but I don't give a fuck because it's Matt Barr, and it's like, all right. Well, I asked her politely not to do it.
So they say on live streams you can't do that, but eventually they're gonna be like, well, people are just like grifting off of other, not grift. Yeah, people are.
Yeah, dude, her clips. It's a total.
I want to call her.
YouTube is about creating content on your platform. It's about building your own platform, and so when somebody else makes a platform to like siphon off of your viewers, it's a little fucked up. And my point was like, if you want to like,
it's supporting. It's the same thing as fucking.
It's not supporting. If Elsa Clips came to me and was like, hey, can I do a clip of your show? And I was like, how long? And she was like 10 minutes. And I was like, sure.
Yeah. Okay,
right. She came to me and asked. Right. Not Katie did was like fuck Matt Barr, and then just like took an hour and a half of my shit.
She's giving you airtime though.
No. See, because she's getting those views. When she uploads my shit, dude, she uploaded my shit. She didn't put a link. Did she put a link back to my channel?
Get it back. They know who you are. If people are watching,
that's not the point, dude. No. You're making assumptions, and I'm speaking on specifics. Like if you went to that clip and you saw, oh hey, there's several hundred views. Like those should have been on mine. They should have been watching mine. Like that clip should be on my channel, not on some person who's like, fuck Matt Barr. I hope his family gets
People were
raped.
clipping my streams and like putting them like the Finasher says dumb shit archive channel and like,
you know what, if somebody wants to clip your shit, then whatever. But if somebody wants to take a whole portion of your show,
well, chop
I don't
it
know
up.
what you're trying to sweep for.
Well, I would say chop it up and make context out of it, because YouTube is going to crack down anyway. It's not even a matter, like, it's bigger than us. Like if they notice that, then it's way. I said, us.
And I was like, look, if you want to take that channel, if you want to take that show that we did and fucking EFAP it, that's part of the game. There's nothing really I could do. You know what I mean? And it's like I EFAP. So like, if you want to like, pause it and talk shit, talk shit, go for it. But to just like,
I take people's
fucking take an hour and a half and just put it on there is fucking crazy.
I never made a Matt Barr song, but if I did,
and Ethan fucking knew it. It's like everybody is like well aware that like, that's fucked up. If I just took a fucking portion of just took an hour of Liam's stream and just uploaded it, you're telling me he wouldn't fucking go ape shit?
Yeah, you would.
Exactly. So like, I'm not sure why that's a problem. So no. So Edwin striking Katie did. Nobody fucking like knew he did it until he admitted it. And then the comic guys, they get struck by an AI. Multiple people are getting struck with that AI. You can't deny the AI.
Liam's blaming you guys for.
He's saying we've created some fucking cabal. Like, bro, are you serious?
He's blaming you guys for hitting Artsy Bear and fucking.
Nobody has a problem. Why would nobody has a problem with Artsy Bear? Nobody knows who Comicsgate Commandos are. Nobody gives a shit. You know what I mean? It's made up shit. Everybody is being struck for the same stuff. Malin got struck. He showed a gun. Raptor had a gun on his intro. I mean, it's like
fucking Hassan Piker could pull out a freaking pew pew and freaking slip. Yo, you saw that? Hassan Piker on Twitch freaking pull out a gun talking about fucking being mad about whatever is going on in his fucking stupid life, in his stupid $1 million life.
My question is when he pulled out the pew pew pew, was it in the first 10 minutes?
I'm not. That's another thing. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, that's a good point. Yep, keep it clean.
And you're also dealing with like a new XP point. You're also dealing with like XP points in the chat. Right, so that's like a whole new thing where it's like, hey, people are getting points in the chat. I don't know what it is, but when they do that, that opens your shit up to more scrutiny. So like, people start dropping fucking, whatever, people. It's gonna get picked up, and
that's turn that shit off.
Dude, there was like a couple of years ago, I was playing Call of Duty, and it was like, hey, there's gonna be a new AI. In the voice chat part, and you're like, yeah, all right, I agree. You hit agree, you start playing, and like, I didn't even fucking say anything to any other players. I was like, I like said something to a teammate.
Oh, say right? This again. Start over again. I'm sorry, I lost you. I was looking at the chat. My bad.
Saying I was playing Call of Duty. Call of Duty installed or implemented a new AI that would like listen to your voice chat. So if you're going to use the voice chat in the game, it would listen to you. So even if you weren't like, the game had proximity chat, so you could like talk shit to somebody if they're close by.
Same thing that's going to happen with PlayStation when it comes out.
So they fucking, dude, they prevented me from talking because I was talking shit with my teammate. So it was listening to me and was like, oh, hey, you said blah, blah, blah. You said offensive text. So now I'm going to fucking block your shit. It was crazy, dude. Hold on.
Did it scare you? That would have scared me. It's forced behavior, man. We're gonna be forced to fucking act like remember Demolition Man? That's what it's gonna be like. you have to. I can't. I'm going blind. Let me boost up this shit here. Read some chats. How y'all doing, everybody? Sci-fi is life gaming. What is going on? We're hanging out, kicking the Willy Bobo. Shifter says you have to copyright it before you stream. Predator, what's up, homie? Did he do the? Did he do that, Shifter? Let me go up a little more. Yana Fui's here. AI struck you? Why? On YouTube? Shifter says, have you been following that Juice guy and his lawsuits? If you had...
Thanks for covering for me.
Yep.
And to step out, we're going to go to a picnic.
Had traction with these...
Isn't that fun? We're going to go to a picnic.
You going to picnic?
Yeah, buddy.
All right. Well...
So, thanks for stopping by and apologizing. I
apologize.
appreciate it. You're like the third person to do that. I appreciate you stopping by and apologizing. Everybody's kind of coming to their senses now and talking to me. I know. I do remember you have to go the 4th of July. That's right now. We're getting ready to go right now.
I still don't have my 4th of July clothes.
We'll go get them. All right. Let's go get them. All right, guys. Later on. Have a good night. Have a good night. Have a good day. Have a beautiful day. Peace out. See the last of this chat.